What is up, team? It's your boy Sledge from the SledgeInc team, back with another video. And today, we gonna run down the list of all 48 of my credit cards. Yeah, y'all heard me, all 48 of my credit cards. But you know over here at SledgeInc, we get straight to business, so let's get to it. First things first, man, your boy thought he was up to 55 credit cards. But when you get this many cards, it's easy to lose count. It's not the first time I've lost count because not only do I get credit cards, I also cancel credit cards. So somewhere along in that mix, your boy just got screwed up. But anyway, we're going to run down this list in no particular order, and we're not going to talk about every single card because if we did, we would be here for a couple hours. But anyway, let's get straight into it. The first card on the list, the granddaddy of them all, and I had to start with this one, the American Express Platinum card. Now, the American Express Platinum card is my favorite travel card by far, but we all know it has that big $895 annual fee. Then we have the American Express Everyday Card, which is a card that I might get rid of eventually, but I've held on to that card because it was my very first American Express card. Then we have the Blue Cash Preferred. I picked up the Blue Cash Preferred because I was pre-approved for that card, and at the time, I had 5 American Express credit cards, and I wanted to see if I push the limit, if I can get more. And I was approved for the Blue Cash Preferred, and being approved for the Blue Cash Preferred put me at 6 American Express credit cards, and right now I'm up to 8 with 9 cards total. From there, I have the American Express Blue Business Plus. Just in short, simple 2x on everything. It is my favorite business card of all cards because it's so simple. Then I have the Marriott Business Card, which is also an American Express. I have the Delta Business Gold Card and also the Delta Personal Platinum Card. Keeping with the American Express lineup, I also have the Amazon Business Prime Card and the Hilton Honors Card. Now, that Hilton Honors Card is probably another card that's going to be on the chopping block. I'm probably going to chop the Hilton Honors Card when I add the Delta Reserve Card. I'm probably going to chop a couple cards. More than likely, I'll probably be getting rid of the American Express Business Gold and the Hilton Honors. I might keep the American Express Delta Platinum with the Delta Reserve so that I can have Delta status. Moving on, I have the GM MasterCard. This is a card that's on the chopping block. I solely got this card for the channel because you can get this card without a hard inquiry, and I just wanted to show my channel members and my channel subscribers how to do that. Moving on to Bank of America. I've just recently acquired the Atmos Summit card, and I'm excited about that card. I have the Atmos Ascent card, which I had before the Summit card, but I'm going to be product changing the Ascent card into a Bank of America customized cash rewards card. And speaking about that card, I already have a Bank of America customized cash reward card. So when I product change from the Ascent to another one, I will have 2. Now, we have the Capital One Venture One card and the Capital One Saver card. That is my Capital One duo into the Capital One ecosystem because, to be completely honest with you, I am not interested in the Capital One Venture X card at this time and maybe ever. I have the Amazon Prime personal card. Keep in mind, I had an Amazon Prime business card, and that card is going to be moving over to US Bank in August of 2026. But yeah, I have the Amazon Prime personal card over at Chase and also have the IHG Premier business card, which is a card that gives me a free night stay every year. And that's one of the reasons why I keep it, but also because it gives you platinum elite status. And having that card, you get the 4th night free when you book 4 nights. at any IHG property, which at this point in time is starting to become my favorite hotel chain. Especially when we start talking about Kimptons, Intercontinentals, Hotel Indigo, those properties are particularly nice. Moving on, we have the City AA Executive Card. Now, that's another $595 annual fee card. That card gives me unlimited access to the American Airlines Admirals Club. And since I fly AA fairly often, that card gives me decent value because if you're flying American, more than likely there's going to be an Admirals Club at the airport that you are arriving in or that you might have a layover at. And having unlimited Admirals Club access is definitely a bonus. Now, moving on, I also have the City Custom Cash, the City Strata, and the City Strata Premier. Two of my favorite cars, the City Custom Cash and the City Strata Premier. Maybe down the line, I might get the City Strata Elite, but right now, I'm happy with the Premier along with the Custom Cash. I have the Coinbase One card. And then when we go over to Discover, I have a Discover card that I'm going to cancel. And I know, Sledge, why would you be canceling a no annual fee card? It's because I have a second Discover card that I picked up late 2020, 2025, which right now is giving me essentially 10% cash back whenever I use it. I have the Fidelity Visa Signature card, which is essentially one of my favorite cards, but it is essentially a 2% cash back card that goes into your Fidelity brokerage account. But in my case, boy, Lion Card hooked your boy up and made me this exclusive SledgeInc team version of the card. And if you would like one of these Lion cards, I'm going to leave the description down in the link of this video. But moving on, I have the FNBO Evergreen card, which is on the chopping block, the Carrot card for creators, and it's essentially what it says. It's a credit card for content creators, and this card does not have a traditional credit check. It looks at your bank account, and then they issue you a credit limit based on that if you are approved. Then I have the 2025 MVP, the Rakuten American Express card. Man, I got that card at the end of the year. I mean, like with 3 months left, four months left in the year, and I was able to rack up more points, American Express membership reward points, that is, than any other card that I had combined. Okay, I have the Merrick Bank W Line Visa card, which is also going to be canceled. Now, on to Navy Federal. At Navy Federal, I have the Navy Federal More Rewards card, which is essentially similar to the American Express Green card, but just a little bit different. And then I have the Navy Federal Flagship card. And if this card stays in the same iteration that it is right now, it's a card that I have forever. It's essentially 3% back on travel and, well, 3 points per dollar on travel, and then 2 points per dollar on all other purchases. This card covers your Amazon Prime membership because it gives you an annual Amazon Prime credit, and it also gives you a credit for TSA pre-check or global entry, and it has an annual fee of $49. And then I also have the Navy Federal Go Biz card, and I got this card because it was my very first business card. But I'm gonna keep it real. This card is trash. It's not trash, but it's trash. And then I have the One Pay MasterCard, which gets me 5% cash back at Walmart. I have the PayPal MasterCard, the PenFed Platinum card, the PenFed Power Cash Rewards card, and one of my favorite and most slept on cards. This got to be one of the most slept on cards in the travel industry. It's the PenFed Pathfinder card, which gives you a $100 travel credit annually. And although the card has a $99 annual fee, that annual fee is waived if you have a PenFed checking account. So if you open up a PenFed checking account, throw $5 in there, you can get the PenFed Pathfinder card along with this $100 annual travel credit every year. There's the Robinhood Gold card. I have the Sam's Club MasterCard, which gets you 5% cash back on gas everywhere. Not just at Sam's Club, everywhere. The Sam's Club MasterCard gets you 5% cash back on gas everywhere. And then I have the Walgreens MasterCard, which is a very slept on card. And if you have a Walgreens in your general area, I suggest that you check that card out. Now, moving on to US Bank. I have the US Bank Altitude Go, the US Bank Altitude Connect, another slept on travel card because that card has no annual fee, but until it does give you 4 passes to Priority Pass lounges, including Priority Pass restaurants. Again, there's no annual fee on this card. And I have the US Bank Cash Plus card, which is another great card. I have the Venmo Visa, which I use at Sam's Club. Yeah, I had a Sam's Club MasterCard. Venmo Visa gets me 3% back at Sam's Club or any wholesale club. I have the Wells Fargo Autograph card and another Wells Fargo Autograph card, courtesy of Bilt, because when Bilt transitioned, Wells Fargo gave you another autograph card if you didn't cancel, but I'm going to cancel. It makes no sense to have 2 autograph cards. And then I also have the Wells Fargo Active Cash. Now, I know a lot of people think highly of Wells Fargo, but I don't know, man. Since I've had these cards, and I'm talking about the Wells Fargo Autograph card and the Wells Fargo Active Cash, I just haven't used those cards in a way that I have with other currencies and other credit cards. And last but not least, I have the Fifth Third MasterCard. Now I know y'all like Sledge, the Fifth Third MasterCard. Yeah, man, I got the Fifth Third MasterCard because Fifth Third pre-approved me for that card. There was no credit check. And when I spent $500 in 3 months, I was able to get a $200 sign-up bonus. And man, you cannot beat that. Oh, shoot. I forgot 3 cards. One is the Capital One Quicksilver, which is one of my very first credit cards. Then there's the Bank of America Customized Cash Rewards card. I did mention the personal version, but I didn't mention the business version. And then also the Apple card, which I solely got for the channel, which made me forget it because I really don't use the card. But yeah, that brings us to 51 total active credit cards. How many do you guys have? Put it down in the comment section.